Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy back at it again. It's another edition of the Rico Report brought to you by the Buffalo Fanatics. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys already know what I do, how we do. Welcome. We've got a special guest today by the name, I'm not even going to give it out. Actually, I am. Jets Central is in the building. He is here to show us, tell us, inform us of what these Jets are really all about. I bet you Jets fans are feeling really good, mighty good. And listen, they have every right to. There's been somewhat of a blueprint that has been put out, and now the Jets are going to pounce on it. Do they have the personnel to handle the Bills? Are the Bills in a downward spiral? Will we bounce out of it? Will we be humble and hungry? I mean, that's what we've been preaching, right? Stay humble and hungry, one game at a time. Well, listen, we just came off of a 9-6 loss to the damn Jacksonville Jaguars. Folks, are we panicking? If you feel you should be panicking, this is not the channel for you. We don't panic over here in this bitch. We will show the Jets what's really good. I mean, shoot, we do own the all-time record against the Jets. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. Folks, before I bring on my guests, I just want to give a shout-out to each and every one of you guys tuned in. We've got some people tuning in from Facebook. We got some people tuning in from the YouTube channel. So welcome. It's been a minute. And a lot of folks are asking how the wifey is, how everything is coming along. And I will give you an update in just a moment, but just know that things are good. Baby Rico is here. Baby Rico is definitely here. So I will definitely be giving y'all the goods in just a moment. But quick little something I just want to get into before I bring on my guest. Folks, the Jets are not a bad team. The Jets are not a bad team. And I think that they feel they have an opportunity, a chance, right? So if somebody were to ask me, yo, you're going up against the Patriots, do you have a chance against the Patriots? I'd say, hell yeah, we do. And I'd explain to you why. I don't know the Jets. I don't pay attention to the Jets. But you know who does? My man, Ian from Jets Central is here to break it down for us as to how these Jets are going to play out in this game. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you my guy, Mr. Ian from Jets Central. Ian, explain yourself. Tell people who you are and where they can find you.
Rico, man, first and foremost, I just want to say thanks for inviting me. And by the way, congrats on the baby.
Appreciate that.
But yeah, no, I run a Jets YouTube channel called Jets Central. You can find me on IG, on Twitter. And yeah, happy to preview this game a little bit.
Happy to preview this game a little bit. Well, let me just get right into let's get right into it. The all-time record between the two of us. I mean, we've been going back since 1960, right? The Bills right now are at a 65-56 advantage, all-time record over the NY Jets. And I hate to call you guys NY Jets because you ain't really from NY. You guys are the Jersey Jets, but we will push it. We'll push it another avenue here. So here's the thing. I'm looking at the Bills right now, and the Bills are hurting in a few spots. In our pre-chat, you were talking about some players that you like, Tremaine Edmonds being one of them. You seem to love Deion Dawkins. Great dude. Snowman is our guy. We love him too. Right now, he's struggling a little bit. But here's the deal. We've got Tremaine Edmonds out, not playing. So Matt Milano is going to be the one coming in. And you love Matt Milano too. Listen, you might as well just take that green off and join us. Join your brother. Your brother's a Bills fan.
Yeah, he is. He is.
You know what I'm saying? So that being said, Cam Lewis, just to give you guys a heads up, Cam Lewis is now signed to the active roster. Justin Zimmer is now on IR, going to have some knee surgery, right? So we have Zach Moss right now is in concussion protocol. We don't know if he's going, if he's not. That in itself is a problem. Our run game hasn't been where it needs to be this year. So we're going to see if we can find a way to get through. So I've got my man Ian here to help me through this. So what is this is what I need to know. What's your confidence level from 1 to 5? Your confidence level that you can compete with the Bills and actually beat the Bills?
So to be honest with you, I think that's two separate things. I mean, to compete with Buffalo, 4 out of 5. I feel pretty good about that, especially because the Jets are going to be at home. A lot of guys are coming back from injury. Now, early on, we lost a lot of guys. Carl Lawson was done for the year before the season even started. Marcus May's out for the year. LaMarcus Joyner's out for the year. Vinny Curry's out for the,
Are you trying to compete
year.
now?
Yeah, we can. Look, who thought the Jets could compete or even beat Cincinnati? Same can be said with Tennessee. Tennessee beat Buffalo, but the Jets beat Tennessee. So New York, we have the talent to compete. As far as actually going out and winning the game, I'm going to say a 2 out of 5, 2.5 out of 5. So like 50%.
2.5 out of 5. So
yeah.
Most folks would say you're going up against a juggernaut in the Buffalo Bills. Now, we've got some flaws. It's been showing the last couple games now. We've played the Miami Dolphins. We're the score was 3-3 at half. We go against Jacksonville. We're at 6-6 at half. So it looks like we are in disarray at this moment. So Mike White seems to be a fan favorite in the Jets locker room. Mike White is what everybody's calling my man, right? It is his name. So what is it about Mike White that your Jets players are seeming to I guess they're gravitating towards him? And I'm not saying more so than Zach Wilson, but they're rolling towards him. Why is that?
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely a sense of players gravitate towards Mike White. And I think a big part of that is because once Mike White's number was called, Zach Wilson goes down with an injury. White steps in against the New England Patriots, looks pretty good. The offense was moving. He was efficient. He knew where to go with the football. He was accurate, and he put up some points. But it wasn't until that Bengals game, first NFL start. Yes, he's a backup quarterback, obviously not a first, second, third round pick. He was a later round pick a couple years ago, so not many people knew who he was. He steps in and throws for over 400 yards, multiple touchdown passes. Granted, he had 2 picks. One of those interceptions bounced right off the face of Michael Carter, a rookie running back. So to go out there, upset the Bengals, everybody in the world had Cincinnati in that game.
True.
And to put up those passing statistics, I feel like that's what really galvanized the group. That's what got the players to buy in. That's what got the fans to buy in, because it's like the first opportunity that this guy actually has. He goes out and puts up points. We're winning game, Mike White with this offense, it's totally different than Zach Wilson. And, it's not a knock on Zach Wilson.
I think this is what people want to know, because we know what we're getting in Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is going to try to push it, press what's not there. Mike White tends to sit back, take what's given to him. So what are we expecting? Is he going to try to change the game, or is he going to try to stay in his lane?
Well, I think Mike White does a good job of processing post-snap, just like you said, knowing where to go with the football, taking what the defense gives him. If it's a 3rd and 8 and the only available option is to check it down and hope for a gain of 3, then that's what he's going to do. He's not going to throw it into double coverage, throw it into triple coverage down the field and risk a turnover, risk an incompletion, and then we go and punt and the clock is stopped. And a common trend in a lot of the Jets losses this season is losing time of possession. We are just getting, number one, killed in the first quarter, but time of possession has been brutal. The second we touch the ball, it's 3 downs and we're punting, or it's a turnover. But with Mike White, we're putting the ball in play. We're controlling the clock. We're winning on first downs. And I feel like that's what's really getting this offense to move. And plus, Zach Wilson, at the end of the day, it's not like he was a 5th-year senior coming out of BYU. He's a really, really young guy. So yes, he's a rookie quarterback, but he's also being coached by rookies as well. LaFleur is a rookie OC, and then Saleh, of course, is a rookie head coach.
Wow. So it seems like that this team is, I don't want to call you guys rebuilding. But it seems like that it's going to take some time for you guys to, I guess, I don't want to say not because you guys are competing now because you're beating prominent teams, but to really be amongst the Patriots, and now I can say the Bills. It's weird for me to say it now because in the last 3-4 years, the Bills have been, one of the top teams in the AFC East. So when do you feel the Jets will be competing? Are you talking about like 2 or 3 years from now? Do you feel good about that?
Competing as in what, like for the division or making
the division? Division is where I'm talking about right now.
For the division, 2023 for a wild card spot next season. Because if you take a look at the Jets cap space, we have a lot of money heading into next year. The holes on the team are pretty obvious, right guard. And of course, we do have a lot of players hurt. So we would have a lot of talent coming back, but safety's a huge position of need, right guard, outside linebacker, definitely. And I mean, we could always use some more help at the running back position, but all in all, you look at the free agency or the cap space rather, and then you look at the draft picks. We have 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks because of the Jamal Adams trade with Seattle and then the Sam Darnold trade with Carolina. So we're set up really, really nicely for the future. I don't want to say we just have to get through the season, but I'm definitely looking at this year as kind of a one big learning experience, if you will, because overall the team's pretty young.
Yes, it is pretty young. And speaking of youth, you guys got some key pieces on this team. One that I like a lot is Mr. Carter. You know what I'm saying? Carter is actually giving you guys a spark on this offensive side of the ball. And the fact that Crowder is now back and healthy, and you got Elijah Moore doing big things. And Denzel Mims, I don't know. To me, he's been somewhat of a disappointment this year. I could be wrong, but I haven't been seeing enough from him for your Jets. But this team's got some good young pieces on your squad. Talk to me about what Carter has done to really give your offense a resurgence, as well as Elijah Moore.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's start with Elijah Moore first, just because, you know, he started off the season, or really going back to training camp, he was lighting it up. I mean, people were calling him the next Antonio Brown because of his size and his quickness, route running ability. I mean, the hype was insane. Season starts, and it was essentially like no production. I mean, he missed some time. When he finally did get in there, he was dropping passes. It looked weird, you know, like how could you establish that much hype and then you start playing and then it's like, where is he? Is he starting? Nobody really knows. He's in here, he's in there. It was just weird. But this past week against Indianapolis has been the week that he just, you know, lit it up. Multiple catches, he had a couple touchdown grabs as well. The future's bright for Elijah Moore. I think really the big thing is with the Jets is, you know, one area that we're actually pretty strong at is wide receiver. And it sounds crazy to say that because in the past, it has not been like that at all. Whether you want to talk about, you know, Geno Smith, Bryce Petty, Josh McCown, Sam Darnold, the Jets are known for not having that many weapons. But with Elijah Moore, or really this 2021 team, we have Corey Davis and Moore, and Braxton Berrios has been getting a lot of targets. Crowder, like you mentioned. Denzel Mims is a backup. You know, he was a second-round pick in 2020, and he can't even see the field. So there's only one football at the end of the day, but it really it's starting to seem like Elijah Moore is being targeted more. Mike LaFleur is calling plays to get him involved, whether it's reverses and whatnot. But I'm excited about the future for Moore. As far as Michael Carter is concerned, I'm totally impressed. He was a middle round pick coming out of North Carolina. And he's, you know, he stepped into a pretty, I don't want to say a stacked running back room, but he wasn't going to win the job outright, no problem. I mean, Tevin Coleman was there. Ty Johnson was there. LaMichael Pirine was there, who was a middle round pick again in 2020. But he won the job. He's our starting running back. He could hurt you in the run game, between the tackles, outside, right? Like pitch plays and whatnot. Yeah, he hurts you in the pass game. I've been totally impressed with Michael Carter. He doesn't really make a lot of mistakes either. He kind of has that second gear where he could really turn on to the scene. Good in open field, hard guy to bring down. I don't want to say he's like a, you know, Kamara or Christian McCaffrey, but I do feel like he does bring a lot to an offense.
I will say this though. I'm really pissed off with Elijah Moore because I drafted him.
I did too, man. I did too.
You know what I'm saying? And I held on and I was like, you know, I can't do it. Then I drafted Tevin Coleman. I said, you know what? I even wanted Tevin Coleman as a free agent. I said, we needed speed. We need speed on our outside. He goes to the Jets and does anything for me. Gone. So here's my question for you, sir. You're looking at this Bills roster. I need you to grab one defensive player on our team, not named Tremaine Edmonds, not named Trey White, and not named Micah Hyde or Poyer. Who are you taking on the defensive side of the ball to add to your Jets that you feel, man, this guy is a player?
So I can't add either safeties.
No, done.
Trey White.
Trey White, gone. Tremaine Edmonds, gone. And you know what? I'm gonna make it even harder. Ed Oliver. Don't even think about it. I knew you were gonna go there.
Okay, I would say, what about Matt Milano?
We know you love Matt Milano. You can't have him either.
Greg Rousseau, definitely.
Greg Rousseau? Okay.
High upside, insane.
Keep going.
No. I was just gonna say so I'm actually from Florida, so I watch a lot of Hurricanes football and whatnot. Greg Rousseau, man, he's a guy that you can line up all over the defensive line. You could play him in a 3-4, 4-3. insane potential. He has speed, size, and power. I don't know how he fell in the draft. I mean, people were, I didn't get, he didn't have the best work. I think it was either the combine or the pro day. I forget which one he screwed up at or didn't put up impressive numbers. But I mean, people were talking about him like a top 5, literally a top 5 pick.
Absolutely.
At the end of the regular season, he falls because of a bad day of workouts in Buffalo. They land him, and he's just a nice building block for the future, like a guy that I would personally like to have on my team. I mean, I wanted the Jets to get him, but he's a guy that I would like to see what he can do in 3-4 years from now.
He is going to be special now. I will say this. I was fortunate, very fortunate enough that I was actually able to have Greg Rousseau actually join me as a guest on the Rico Report. And
oh, no kidding. That's awesome, man.
What a pleasant young man. Super intelligent and like super athlete when he was growing up. And the fact that you can actually hear the excitement of him coming to Buffalo and his ties to Buffalo, it'd be crazy. I'd actually tell you guys to tune in because I think you'd be very impressed with it. But I would agree with you. Now, I will say this, though. Some people are asking, where's Greg Rousseau? Because he started off the year very hot. But we haven't heard too much from him now. Now, whether he's hit that proverbial rookie wall, if you will, but it happens. It's a long season, right? He's starting to learn things. He's starting to realize, holy crap, like these are grown men that I'm playing with. But he's a big boy himself. But yes, that is a great call on bringing Greg Rousseau. Now, let's go to the offensive side of the ball. You're looking at the offensive side. You said you're stacked at receiver. So I'm going to eliminate all my receivers from your list to try to add anybody. So you're looking at this offense, and Josh Allen obviously is out of it. Who are you grabbing from our offensive side of the ball to add on to your team?
Yeah, so I'm a big Josh Allen, of course, obviously, but him aside, I would probably either go with Deion Dawkins at tackle, because the Jets actually have like some solid tackle play. Morgan Moses, George Fant, and then Mekhi Becton, who's currently down for the count. He should be back hopefully soon, but jury's still out. But Deion Dawkins he's such a safe player that I really like him. I loved him back at Temple. You could play him at guard or tackle, right side or left side. I'm a big Dawkins guy, but Feliciano was one of the guys that I wanted the Jets to target in free agency. And I know he went back to Buffalo and he's currently on IR, but I mean, man, the guard position for the Jets has been brutal. The right guard position, left guard, we have a rookie, Elijah Vera Tucker, first round pick. But really on the Jets offensive line, it's been center and right guard, just turnstiles. So big positions of need there. So Dawkins or Feliciano.
I cannot believe you just said that.
Why? You don't like Feliciano?
Listen, if you ask all Bills fans, what would you like to do with Feliciano right now? If you had a chance to trade him, keep him, people would say, get him out of here. Get him out of here. This interior line has been, you use the word turnstile. We've been rotating guys listen, Cody Ford, second round draft pick, right?
Oklahoma, I like him.
Relegated to the bench because of John Feliciano. And John Feliciano right now is not graded very well in PFF, right? Some people don't like to use PFF. I like PFF, right? So we've got Darrell Williams doing a serviceable job, a very good job, actually, at right guard. Spencer Brown has come in as a rookie. Has stapled himself as the right tackle, but that left guard position has been abysmal. We have Butker. If it's not Ike Butker, it's John Feliciano. If it's not John Feliciano, then we're moving over Cody Ford. I mean, geez. And I'm surprised that I did take away all your options. So I have to say, you didn't have a choice, right? But I'm surprised to hear that you said John Feliciano. Tell me something that I don't know about John Feliciano that's got you like, well, I wanted him on my team. What is it?
Another player to kind of throw in there too is Morse, because the center position for the Jets it's been better than right guard, but it's not been, good by any means. I'm personally definitely going to be looking to move on, but and plus Connor McGovern, he's on a really, really big contract as well. And it just doesn't sit well with me. But no, when I talk about when I say Feliciano, I'm really referencing last season. I was impressed with what Feliciano did last year, especially in the run game. And I also feel like, if you're projecting him to the New York Jets, I feel like he also fits that system. So
are you being biased because you're a Miami guy?
Say it again.
Are you being biased because you're a Miami guy?
I'm actually not that much of a Canes fan. They're just on TV pretty much all the time.
Okay. I got you. So I'm looking at these New York Jets, these Jets, and I was actually really impressed with Mike White. I want to jump right into Mike White. Mike White was impressive to me. He didn't look wavered. He didn't hesitate. He was decisive. He made decisions and he took what the defense gave him. But if something was deep, he'll take that. I'm impressed with Mike White. What is it? What is it about Mike White that's changed from Zach Wilson? What is he doing that Zach Wilson wasn't doing and Mike White is?
So I think it's just, I really think a lot of it comes down to just experience level. Zach Wilson, he's out there for the first time playing NFL football in his life. And of
Yep.
course, you could say the same thing about Mike White, but Mike White's been in meeting rooms. He's been in practice. He's been in preseason games for years now. Zach Wilson hasn't. So again, Zach Wilson is here. He's going to be, I would hope that he is going to be the franchise quarterback for the long term. And he's hurt right now. He's still not 100%. And Saul has, as you probably know, Saul has named Mike White for the start or as starter for this upcoming week.
Yep.
And I honestly, as much as I like Wilson, I do believe White gives the Jets the best chance to win right now. I'm not talking about 5 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, but like today, Sunday, I think you have to put the ball in Mike White's hands. Another thing too is if you pull Mike White, and you essentially insert Zach Wilson into the starting lineup and he starts to do poorly, or he starts to look like how he did in week 2, week 3, week 4, or not so much week 4 because we actually beat Tennessee, but the early parts of the season, where do we go from there? What message does that send to the locker room when we know Mike White gives the Jets the best chance to win? But who knows? I guess I am kind of assuming here that Mike White will go out there and put up some solid numbers. But to be honest with you, I do think Buffalo is going to be the biggest test that Mike White has faced this season.
I'm listening to you, and you have a quiet confidence in Mike White. I don't know if you don't want to let it out because you're at bay still. I want you to let it out. If you feel that the Jets can actually beat the Bills, say it with your chest. And I'm gonna give you that opportunity just a little later, but not just yet. I'm prepping you for that. Now, how do the Jets beat the Bills? I need 3 keys to victory. How this Jets team actually can take down these Bills.
Yeah, so I would say on offense, mistake-free football. We cannot have one of these games where we're penalized, where we're turning the ball over, we're constantly punting, confusion all over the place, bad play calls. I mean, those have all been themes in the early parts of the year, but we have switched some things up. We haven't really seen a lot of those problems with Mike White. He doesn't really turn the football over. He's not careless. He's not sloppy with the ball. We see Mike LaFleur up in the box calling plays, which is what he wanted to do initially, but he was kind of forced to call plays from the sidelines because he wanted to be there with Zach Wilson to kind of talk things over, coach with the iPad and all that kind of stuff. But Mike LaFleur is in the box now with Mike White. And I think because of that, we're seeing this offense put up points. We're seeing this offense just move the chains. And I mean, as a Jet fan, that it's just so refreshing to see that. So first key, mistake-free football.
Okay.
Key number 2, take the football away. Josh Allen, 3 turnovers or 2 interceptions against the Jags last week.
Now I want you to get your shit talk. Let's go. Come on. 2 interceptions. Keep going.
Well, see, dude, honestly, the thing is like I respect what Buffalo has done. I'm not going to sit here and trash Buffalo. I feel like they're a great team. I honestly feel like they're a top team in this league. So I'm not going to, come at you and say Josh Allen sucks or anything like that. But I will say this, the downfalls again, I'm not watching Buffalo. I'm not watching every single snap that this team has, but from what I've seen this season from Buffalo, I feel like the shortcomings are in the short yardage situations. Penalties, I feel like this team gets flagged a lot. I think they were flagged 12 times against Jacksonville. They gave up over 100 yards. I mean, that's a free field of football to Jacksonville. And turnovers. When Josh Allen is turning the football over, when he's fumbling, when he's careless with the ball, Buffalo struggles. And we saw that again in Jacksonville. We saw a little rocky performance against Miami, and then obviously they lost to Pittsburgh. I don't really put a lot of blame on Buffalo against the Titans just because I felt like that was just a great game of football.
Yeah.
I know Buffalo lost, but it came down to one play. But yeah, for me, those are the three keys: mistake-free football, forced turnovers, and forget the other one. What was it?
You didn't really get into it because you're going to talk on. You said Josh Allen, he's erratically a little bit can turn the ball over, but I don't know if you got the third one.
I guess you could say get aggressive, really get the officials' eyes on you. If you're a cornerback, get your hands on the receiver, start that battle early, try to get under their skin. If this is a football team that's undisciplined, if this is a football team that does get flagged a lot, they do shoot themselves in the foot. You can do things to kind of exploit that. Offensively, you can do a lot of substitutions, a lot of different packages to try to guys on the field, some 10 guys in the field, stuff like that. So try to draw some flags. I know it's a tough thing to kind of ask for, but try to call some flags, take the football away, and have mistake-free football on offense. Also, I think we need to have a clean game on special teams, but I guess that goes hand in hand with mistake-free football. Like, you can't be out there missing field goals and, muffing punts and all that kind of stuff.
What are your thoughts on when you saw Buffalo Bills lose to Jacksonville Jaguars 9-6? You're the first thought that came to your mind when you saw that score. You're like,
yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I know it sounds weird because I'm a Jet fan and I'm like supposed to, talk crap about Buffalo like left and right, but I honestly felt like Buffalo slept on them. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say Urban Meyer's a better coach. I'm not going to sit here and say Jacksonville's the better team and they have more talent. I mean, that's not the case. I truly felt like Buffalo went in and thought we're so much better than this team. We don't really need to play 100%, and that's why they lost. Jacksonville caught them sleeping.
That is facts. I honestly, and this is how I feel about it too. I think that we were looking ahead. We're looking past the Jacksonville Jaguars. We just wanted to stack a W and get out of there. Nice weather. We're in Florida. Let's just have a good time. And we put up a dud. We put up 6 points. So I think that hopefully woke up the Bills, and I feel terribly for the Jets because they woke up. I'm hoping they wake up, and right now they got to face the Jets, and they take out all their anger on the Jets. Now, I said the same damn thing when we freaking barely beat Miami Dolphins. Yeah. It's 3-3 at halftime. I'm like, you know what? We beat them 28 to whatever the case was. You know what I mean? So let's just now we've woken up now. Let's go take it out on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the Jacksonville Jaguars said, nah, let me punch you in your mouth and let me show you what's really good. Welcome to Florida. Oh, snap. Now it's a different ballgame. Now the Jets, on the other hand, I don't know. I don't know about you, but who are the three? Are there teams in the NFL that you just dislike where there's a rivalry?
Oh, yeah.
I think we both may agree that we don't like the Patriots.
Oh, dude, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. 100%. Who are the other teams that you don't mess with?
Miami and the Giants. I also don't like the Bucs because I live in Tampa and I'm just seeing Brady like 12s all over the place. So Tampa, Giants, Dolphins, Patriots, don't like any of them. Okay, I also don't really like Pittsburgh either.
Oh, you're not a fan of Pittsburgh? Okay, so the Miami Dolphins, I don't really mind. The Jets, I don't like. I can't stand the Jets. And the Jets are
Why is that, though? Why is that?
You know what? I just never liked them. I never liked the uniform. I never liked the people on the team. I just never liked them. I mean, it stems back to Keyshawn. It stems back to Pennington. And Pennington was a decent guy. Didn't mind him. Out of Marshall. Wasn't not a bad guy. Just never really messed with the Jets. And then I went to a game where Tom and you guys went to a year where you just had to buy everybody. Tomlinson was on your squad, and you had Brett Favre. I was like, you know, man, F those Jets. Don't want nothing to do with them. So I really want to spank you guys real bad and make you little brother, give you a little noogie. Go sit your ass down. So that's what I want to do to you guys.
Are you like a Buffalo native? Like, do you live up there and whatnot?
No, I don't. There? I'm actually in Canada.
Oh, where in Canada?
Well, right now I was in Ontario, but now I'm in Nova Scotia.
Okay, I actually went to Toronto first time leaving the country last year. It was so nice, but
Toronto was nice.
I understand, the hatred towards the Jets and whatnot, but for me, because, I'm from Florida and that's one of the biggest reasons why I hate the Dolphins. Cause, growing up, I'd have to see all my buddies and they're all Dolphins fans and they all, would take their shots on me left and right. But honestly, man, like I always viewed Buffalo and the Jets as kind of the same. New England always won the division. I just hated Miami naturally. And then Buffalo and the Jets were always underperforming, always around like the 500 mark or below 500. And I always felt like Buffalo kind of got disrespected by like the national sports media,
All the
and same
time.
with the Jets. So I never really had any sort of like bad blood, ill will towards Buffalo at all. And in fact, one of my favorite players is actually a Bill, Stevie Johnson, wide receiver. That guy was great, man. One of my favorites.
First and
I'll say,
foremost,
you know what? I'll say this. I'll say this. He was the only wide receiver that actually had success under Al Revis. The only one that I can remember.
listen, have we become, and I hate to, I mean, I'm a movie, I usually quote movie. Have we become best friends or something? Because Stevie
Maybe,
Johnson
man,
is my
maybe.
guy. You know what I'm saying? And to the point where I had Stevie Johnson on the show and we had to chop it up. That is my
Dude.
all-time favorite Bill. So you know what? Shout out to you. See, I wanted to talk shit to you, man. I can't. I like you. God damn, man, Ian.
Yeah.
Shit.
No, dude. I mean, honestly, like, yo, if you were a Dolphins fan, a Patriots fan, like, we'd probably be going back and forth. But no, Buffalo. I know we're in the AFC East.
Yep.
I just don't have that like hate. I just don't
That hate.
really have a reason to hate that. I mean, look, if Josh Allen's there for 15 years, maybe I will hate Buffalo. But
Well,
I just don't really have that hatred in my heart. You know what I mean?
I will say this though, there's a lot of fans that are out there that I hear that they're like, "Yo, the Bills have become like just annoying and arrogant. They win a couple games, couple seasons, and they go to the AFC Championship. Now they think they're the shit, and they can't stand Josh Allen, right? Because Josh Allen's sitting here just hurdling people, waving bye-bye, throwing footballs at people's heads. So they feel like I've seen it. I've seen it written, like, oh, the Bills and this and that, the third. So I get it. Now, here's we're gonna play a little game, Mr. Jet Central, right? And I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. And are you prepared?
Let's run it.
All right, because I was gonna say if you said you're prepared, then I was gonna say you were damn lie because you can't be prepared. But here we go. I usually bring some guests on, and I ask them to defend players, right? And there's a player on your team that I need you to defend, and we mentioned him earlier today, and I need you to defend this player. Please defend Denzel Mims. Defend him. Defend him for the fantasy owners that had him, that chose him, that probably dropped him right now. Defend him for Jet fans that feel he still got it. Defend Denzel Mims. What's going on with him?
Yeah, so Denzel Mims is a guy who's physically gifted, 6'3", over 210 pounds. The guy was extremely productive at Baylor, highly thought of amongst NFL draft experts, Daniel Jeremiah's of the world, all of those guys. The New York Jets trade back in the second round, snag him. That was considered a steal by tons of people out there. You look at, Denzel Mims to the Jets, second round, great pick. Talk to anybody, that's what they say. He comes to the Jets, he gets hurt. Miss it. No preseason, by the way, because it's the virus year. No preseason. Gets hurt, misses the first chunk of the season. Comes back, leapfrogs the entire wide receiver roster. So he becomes the team's number one with no training camp, no preseason, none of that stuff, coming off an injury with Joe Flacco. Instantly starts producing. By the way, that team was led by Adam Gase. Horrible. I mean, too, watching the Jets, watching the Dolphins, Gase is just, it was bad. So he leapfrogs this roster. He starts making plays with Joe Flacco. Sam Darnold comes back in, and he was making plays, but it just wasn't, the connection wasn't as good between Mims and Darnold, as opposed to Mims and Flacco.
Yeah.
They fire Gase. Everybody's expecting Denzel Mims. He's going to be the team's number 2 wide receiver. He has a great skill set. He could box out corners, wins in the red zone, great vert. He could hurt you over the middle of the field and play action and whatnot. That was really where he shined his rookie season. So all in all, we're looking at a guy with great physical skill set, tons of production in college. Everybody thought it was a steal. Solid rookie year, given the circumstances. And then we hire Robert Saleh and Mike LaFleur. And one of the first moves that we make in free agency is bringing on Corey Davis, who essentially has like the same exact skill set as Denzel Mims. And then we started hearing all these weird things about Mims, like he doesn't fit the system. He doesn't know the system. He doesn't know that he can't run the full route tree. And then we saw some weird rumors, like he needs to know how to play special teams in this Jets offense for him to dress. And, that kind of caught Jets fans off guard. Like, what are you talking about? Like, if this guy's good at wide receiver, just put him out there. Like, why do we even need to bother with that? And then we heard he needs to play slot. And it's like, why? Like, does he really need to play slot to dress for the 53 on game day? Like, it's not really making too much sense. And I feel like a big part of that is because he was actually sick early in the season when the Jets coaching staff first got on Jets coaching staff got first brought on board.
Yeah.
And he wasn't there. And so he didn't really have that opportunity to make a first impression. Corey Davis did. Elijah Moore, second round pick by this regime, he was going to play. Braxton Berrios and Zach Wilson formed that chemistry super, super quickly. So Denzel was just kind of that odd man out. There's a guy on the roster in Corey Davis that has this same exact skill set. The only difference, Corey Davis has been producing for multiple years. He's older, and he was a prize free agent acquisition. Right. Yeah, 100%. So I think even though Denzel has had some opportunities this season, he hasn't really, had that much success. He's had a couple brutal drops. I'm not giving up on Denzel. And another thing that I do kind of want to throw out there, and I apologize if I am rambling here, but
no, keep going, man. Talk your shit. You're gonna be able to talk your shit in the morning. Keep going, man. I got you.
No, another thing that I do want to say is that multiple teams contacted the Jets as far as a Denzel Mims trade, and Joe Douglas shot them all down. He didn't even entertain any, not trade offers, trade interest, I should say.
But he's not even playing him. They're relegating him potentially to special teams. Get rid of the guy if you're not going to use him.
That's what I'm saying. That's what, a lot of the arguments were from a lot of Jets fans. It's like, well, if he's not in the plans moving forward, if he's not contributing now, why aren't we, moving him? Like what's the plan with Denzel Mims? And we haven't really had that clarity. It's just all, coach speak. Oh, he's a great player. He's coming off a great week of practice. We do view him for the long term, but actions speak louder than words. So
I like that. Now, I was going to make you defend a statement, but I'm going to make you defend somebody else. I need you to defend, and this guy's let me put it this way. It's over. You're played out. Like, nobody likes the gimmick anymore. Knock it off. Fireman Ed. Get out of here. Defend him. Do you love Do you like Fireman Ed? Is he doing it? JETS. Does he do it for you guys? Or are you guys just enough already, big guy? You're done.
So funny enough, I actually haven't been to many home games, only a handful. And, a couple of those were even preseason games. But I mean, the Jets chant, like, how could you beat that? There's not a better chant in football. Going to college, high school, there's no better chant. The only one that could rival it is the Seminoles. You know what I'm talking about? The chop.
Can the chant, can the Bills shout song rival a chant?
I don't even know what the shout song is, so probably not.
You see, you know what the problem is? The disrespect, first of all. That's one of the greatest shout songs ever.
What is the shout song?
The Bills make me wanna shout. Are you kidding me?
No. What's crazy?
Hey, let's go Buffalo. Are you nuts? Yo, when you listen to that shit in the stadium, everyone goes nuts.
But that's a song. That the JETS chant is original to.
See, that's why I asked, could you a shout song and a chant? Could they rival one another? I had to ask.
I went to Jets Bills in Buffalo a couple years ago. Yeah. And I think it was actually last year. And I don't even remember the chant song. Buffalo won. They put up a lot of points. I don't even remember.
There's no way. Wait, and this was a home game in Buffalo?
Yeah, it was. I think it was like third. It was just above like the freezing level.
There's no way.
I'm not used to the cold, just being from Florida. So it was freezing and it was pouring down rain. It wasn't snowing. It was just like ice cold rain. And I think it was like 13 rows back, and Buffalo ended up winning, and they rested their starters. No, you know what it was? It was Adam Gase's last game. That's what it was.
You know what? Let me get that, Gase. I mean, first of all, the shout song, do yourself a favor. Go on YouTube and just put Bill's shout song. You will get it. Does something to you. It just makes you want to shout. I'm just gonna put it out there. Now, Adam Gase. I'm sorry. I know I said I'm going to keep it 40 minutes, but I mean, I got a few other things to ask.
Let's do it.
Adam Gase, man, what a disaster. This guy set your franchise back so far. Like, there were so many good pieces you guys had with that team, and this bum just completely ruined you guys. How do you, as a Jets fan, are you just sick of this guy? Like, yo, why didn't we get rid of this guy sooner with his bug eyes? Like, come on, man. Like, talk to me on that.
Yeah, no. So he that was a hire that was, botched like completely from the jump. I mean, I remember when that honestly, dude, true story. I remember when that news broke out. I was living at my old place. I was living with my brother, and he was in the other room. and I got the notification on my phone, Jets hire Adam Gase, and Gronk spiked the phone down. I was pissed. He comes into the room. He's just like, dude, what's up? I'm like, dude, the New York Jets just hired Adam Gase. He busts out laughing. He's, making fun of me. He's just like, how? He was just let go from Miami. Like, what the heck? What is New York doing? And we had a lot of guys, on the radar. Matt Rule was one of those guys. Everything was going great. Interviews, awesome. Matt Rule had an interest in coming to the Jets. Everything was perfect down to the last second until the Jets front office forced a coaching staff on Matt Rule. Like, you're not allowed to pick your OC. You're not allowed to pick your DC. And Matt Rule said, no, I'm good. I'm going back to Baylor. So we had to pivot, and we went with Adam Gase. McCarthy ends up going to Dallas. He was another guy to kind of watch. Cliff Kingsbury, we interviewed him. And the Jets ended with Adam Gase. So
that was an awful marriage. Hey, who makes the decisions for the office? I don't know. There was some kind of fiasco of he doesn't make the decisions. Somebody got benched. I don't know about that. That was a disaster for you guys, man. He set you guys back.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a nightmare from day one. I mean, that was when the news came out, every fan hated it. I mean, of course, there were a couple people out there like, oh, Sam Darnold, former third overall pick, a lot of potential. Adam Gase, at the time did pretty well with Ryan Tannehill. Put up average numbers, slightly above average numbers sometimes. So there was a little bit of hope there. The national media, for the most part, I remember them kind of talking it up, Cowherd specifically. But I mean, that it's just the personality didn't work. The fans didn't like the hire, and just no input on defense at all. And that was it was just a mess. It was just a mess. And then him and Greg Williams, who was the DC at the time, would butt heads. And to
me personally, I thought that was the best thing for you guys was Greg Williams.
Me too. I love Greg Williams, man.
Me too.
He brought a lot. Yeah, he brought a lot of aggression to the Jets defense. We didn't have much talent at all, outside of a couple guys like Quinnen and Jamal Adams and Marcus May at the time. But I was impressed with those Jets defenses under Greg Williams. And then the second Greg Williams, I guess, messed up or had this, blunder of a play,
right,
which was against the Raiders, that Hail Mary. I don't know if you remember it, but they fired him
after the Hail Mary
immediately. And it's dude, this guy has been, the only bright spot on the team, and they fire him after that. So it was just a mess.
Two more topics on your Jets, and then we're gonna veer back to the Bills, because I have to ask, as you're a Jets fan, how. You know what? I was gonna talk about Sam Darnold, but don't care about Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is with the Panthers, and he's just being Sam Darnold. His little hands are just giving turnovers left, right, center. But Jamal Adams, can you talk about a more overrated safety in the game? You seem like you don't want to speak on Jamal Adams because you like Jamal Adams.
I think Jamal Adams has a lot of I understand the hate, towards Adams because he's a safety and he doesn't really put up those ball hawking numbers.
I don't mind Adams. It's just that he talks a lot of shit for a guy.
He does. He's a diva. I mean, dude, he's kind of like an OBJ style of player where, if you he's an awesome talent, he's going to make awesome plays. There's going to be a couple boneheaded plays here and there. And there's going to be off the field stuff, never anything crazy where the guy's getting arrested or, something like that. But just the little stuff, tweets and, going at people and, kind of talking about himself, almost putting himself above the team, even though I feel he doesn't really feel like he's doing that. It just comes across that way. And, we even the little stuff, in the Sunday Night Football, could have been Monday Night Football, the promo, and he's introducing, where all the players so-and-so from this college. And he's I'm the number one safety or whatever he said. It's just stuff like that. Shit. Yeah. It's come on. That's the stuff that irritates people, but on the field, I like Jamal. I mean, I think he's a good player. Say it again.
He brings a nastiness. I'll give him that.
I think if you use him right, he could be really effective. I mean,
he's a really good linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, his nickname is Blitz Boy. But
there you go.
I'm looking at it that's a positive to me. You have a safety that's putting up historic sack numbers. I mean, the guy flies around the football field. He still has so much room to get better. Yeah. I will say this, deep in the deep parts of the field, I don't think he's that effective. But I mean, we just look at every safety in the league and like nitpick them and say, oh, well, he's good at this and he sucks at this. Some guys are going to be better at other aspects, So I still really like Jamal. I still feel like he's a top strong safety in this league, no doubt. I do feel like he's overpaid, and I don't really feel like Seattle uses him like to his fullest potential.
Well, I mean, we'll find out. Here's a question for you. Justin Pletnikov says, yo, Rico, ask him if he thinks Mike White is their guy going forward.
So I think Mike White is the guy right now. 5 years from now, I don't know. We'll see what happens this weekend. But, when you just look at Mike White, Zach Wilson, Joe Flacco, let's throw Josh Johnson in there as well. Mike White gives the Jets the best chance to win the game. Why? Because he moves the offense effectively. He puts the ball in play. He controls the clock. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's accurate. He knows he could process. The thing about Mike White that I like a lot, and this is where I feel like he has a major step above Zach Wilson, is the processing post snap. The one flaw with Zach Wilson is he snaps the ball and he's holding on to the ball, doesn't really know where to go with the football. Time's running out. Let me force it. And he's a rookie. Rookies tend to do that. Look at Trevor Lawrence. Look at Justin Fields. I mean, these guys, Josh Allen was, had a same kind of issue his rookie year, but it is what you have to take that. Like if you're starting a rookie quarterback, then you just have to live with it. But Mike White doesn't really have that. He kind of, once he snaps the ball, he can go through his reads effectively, quickly, and deliver good footballs. He doesn't get panicked. He's not rushing. He's not, he doesn't have that sense of urgency to make a play down the field.
I like that. Now I'm gonna switch over some now because I asked you 3 keys to victory, and you elegantly put it out there. You guys need to force turnovers. You guys are going to have to limit the penalties. I believe you said. And
mistake-free football.
Mistake-free football, right? No penalties.
Honestly, coming up with keys against Buffalo is tough.
It is
because I just feel like there's not many weak spots on the team. Like from a coaching perspective, these guys are put in the right position to have success. From a talent perspective, I feel like they check a lot of boxes. Safety, corner, linebacker. I mean, you could just go down the list. And I with Buffalo, I almost feel like it's like too many options on offense, and I feel like it kind of gets overwhelmed.
Feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, like it's almost like going out to eat, and there's like 20 things that you want, and you sit there and you're like, oh, I don't know what I want. But if there was one thing, that's what you would get. You would make your decision. You get some food, but you're on the fence. You don't really know, and you're wasting time. And I feel like that's kind of like what Buffalo's problem is there's so many mouths to feed on offense, and they almost, I don't want to say shoot themselves in the foot, but I guess they are kind of shooting themselves in the foot. So I don't know.
Very interesting, because I'm looking at your Jets team and I'm thinking, okay, how do the Bills, because the Bills are in a unique situation somewhat. Not unique, but they're in a particular situation because you just come off a loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars, one of the worst teams in the game. They got some talent on the team, but just not enough talent to go toe-to-toe with the Bills. It's all about matchups. I always say, don't look at the rankings and 32nd ranked defense, and it's all about matchups. And if you match up well against a team, it makes the difference. To me, the Bills will own the Miami Dolphins for a long time. We just match up extremely well with them, and they just don't have enough to force a good fight with us. Now, Bills' keys to victory against the Jets, though, I think we still continue to stay stingy on defense. Right now, you have a spark in Michael Carter. Michael Carter is giving you guys a little something. He's catching the ball out of the backfield. He's hitting up. He's a one cutter type of back. He doesn't mess around and play around like Devin Singletary does. It's one cut and go, right? So if we continue to stay stingy on the defensive run, we stifle the Jets, right? That's key number 1. So continue to be stingy against the defensive run, right? Number 2, we got to put onus on the damn run game. I don't know if you've noticed that we can't run the ball for shit in Buffalo. We got Devin Singletary, we got Zach Moss, and Zach Moss come out of Utah, big bruiser back, make you make decisions. Right now, he's running, 3.2 yards a carry? Not good enough, right? And it's problematic. And our interior line, which you seem to like, and Bills fans are like, get rid of them. They're blown. They're garbage. John Feliciano was out. You got Ike Butker sharing time with freaking God knows who they're going to put at guard, whether it's Cody Ford or not. It's looking bad. Now, Spencer Brown coming back does help. So we need to put an onus on the run game. Now, this week, it made me cringe when I heard this, but Apparently, McDermott said the running backs have they really zeroed in and they're focused on really getting it together and they're mean business. Sorry, but we're in week 10 of the NFL year and we're now focused and zeroed in. Man, I call bullshit, Mr. McDermott. But that's just another day for another conversation, right? But we need to put onus on the run game. If we're mean business, we're going to run all over the Jets. I think the Jets right now, defensive rank against the what? But your defensive rank right now, you guys are 26th. So it's matchups, but you guys are allowing a lot of run yards. So hopefully this is where we come in out. Are you disagreeing with that, or am I missing something here?
So I will say that if you take away the Colts game from Thursday night, that team ranking would probably look a lot better because Jonathan Taylor went off for over, I believe, 150 yards rushing. He had two rushing touchdowns. Nyheim Hines also lit us up. So yes, it was the Jets at the end of the day allowing those runs. So you are 100% right. The numbers aren't lying, but for the most part, the Jets have done a better job than what that team ranking says, if that makes any sort of sense.
Okay. I like that. And third for me is we got to be humbled. We were humbled heavily against the Jacksonville Jaguar, and everybody around the nation heard about it. So now they're questioning Josh Allen's leadership. Josh Allen being able to lead his team to victory, not doing Josh Allen things, hero ball, and a lot of these things, right? They're questioning the game management skills of McDermott. So everybody's being questioned. So this is where you got humbled. So will you take your humbleness and turn it into hunger and against the Jets? So if we truly want to win this game, that we were humbled and we've got to be laser focused and determined and ready to bounce back. And this is the bounce back game. So everything has to work out in its favor. So this could be a big time blowout for the Bills over the Jets. But I actually like Mike White for you. And I think Mike White is actually going to make this game a very competitive game. And I don't like it. I'm not really boastful as I used to be for these Bills. Your Jets, I wouldn't say they got me shook, but your Jets have me paying attention. And Mike White is a big, big reason for it. So if we're focused, we're determined, and this should be a big bounce back, but it's going to be very interesting. The Jets' keys that I think how you guys win this game, you guys have to mirror the blueprint. Now, I don't know if you have the personnel and the safeties to do it, but mirroring the blueprint. So if you haven't realized, because you said you don't watch many Bills games, but they've taken away the deep shot. 2 safeties over the top. So right now we have to take the intermediate passes. And Josh Allen doesn't seem to love it. He wants to use that big arm and get going, but now he has to take what the defense is giving. So if Robert Saleh, which got burned by Josh Allen last year with San Francisco, so he knows he's got a nasty taste in his mouth because Josh Allen did him dirty, right? So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out with Robert Saleh. So hopefully Robert Saleh comes in with a great game plan, take away the deep pass and mirror what Pittsburgh did, mirror what the Tennessee Titans did with Kevin Byard, but that boy's a beast, and mirror what the Jacksonville Jaguars did, even the Miami Dolphins. So you guys have a chance. Mirror the blueprint. If you guys can do that, you have a chance. If you can catch us slipping, here's number 2, catch us slipping. Right now, we've taken a loss. Our ego is bruised. And what you want to do to someone that's got a bruised ego, keep stomping on them. If you guys can keep stomping on the Bills and the lowly Jets can come in and beat down the freaking Bills, and it's in line because you beat the contending Titans, you beaten the contending Bengals, and now you go against the freaking Bills. If you guys can take out the Bills, problematic. Thirdly, interior line, Quinnen Williams and your boys on the inside. If you guys can disrupt us and disrupt our run, disrupt the timing for Josh Allen to get his footing down, this could be a long game for us. So if you guys can do that, I should be partnered up with Jet Central and give you guys the goods, man. I'm telling you, because if you guys can do those very things, you guys have an opportunity to push the Bills and make us into uncharacteristic places. Go ahead.
Sorry to cut you off. So do you think this could be one of those games where, because Brian Daboll, man, I mean, his play calling is like, to me, none other in the NFL. Like he's not afraid of anything. Like he'll call like 10 straight pass plays and like just have, whether it's like, short, deep, intermediate, whatever, like he is not afraid to just pass pass the football. Could it be one of those games where Josh Allen just starts off, with 13 pass attempts and they are just throwing all over? Because we've seen Daboll attack this defense, or I don't want to say this defense because I guess it was with Greg Williams, but we've seen it done before is what I'm getting at.
And no, you're absolutely right. We've seen Daboll do that, but we've also seen Daboll just run 6 screen plays for 1 yard, neglect the run. So now, right now, he's got the league not giving any respect to their Bills run. So I wouldn't be surprised if Robert Saleh says no blitzes. He says 4 guys, plays 2 guys back. Quentin Williams, go get him. CJ Mosley, you got it. Because CJ Mosley was a problem a couple years back, man. We almost lost to that game, and we just beat you guys narrowly in week 1. So y'all got a good little squad, man. I'm not saying it's as great as it was, a couple years back, but you guys have an opportunity because right now, Daboll right now he's off and on. When he's calling a game, he can be on the money. Like you're right. You can go 10 straight passes, but those are quickly ways to get time of possession of 18 minutes getting off the field. We can't have that. I digress. So it's going to be very interesting. Those are your ways I feel that you guys can win this game. Now, I'm not going to keep you any longer. I have one more segment that I put everybody through. And this segment is called Say It With Your Chest. Now, I give my guests an opportunity to get something off their chest that maybe that's been bugging them for so long. Maybe that someone needs to hear this. Jets fans need to hear this. Or is this a message for the Buffalo Bills? I'll let you collect your thoughts. And when we return, you'll be able to say something with your chest. Think about it. You got some time. Ladies and gentlemen, Jets Central, Ian, he's going to say it with his chest.
So honestly, man, I'm going to say that I need to see some consistency from this Jets team. We've had some pretty awesome wins against Tennessee, against Cincinnati, like we've talked about, but we have had some humiliating losses, like not even putting up a point in Denver, losing week 3 over, I think it was 23-0 to the Denver Broncos. That's inexcusable. Coming off of a bye week to play the New England Patriots, granted in their house, Belichick versus rookie quarterbacks, we all know that, but still to give up 54 points to New England and a rookie quarterback in Mac Jones coming off of a bye, that game was the battle for second place in the AFC East. It's a slap in the face. That game against Indianapolis. Yes, we did, we kind of came close to the end. I think the final score was 42-30, 45-30, somewhere in that range. But it was over before it started. And granted, Mike White did get hurt, but for the first time in a long time, we have this Jets quarterback room. Mike White throws for a touchdown. Josh Johnson throws for 3 touchdowns. He throws for over 300 yards. Doesn't have a turnover in the game until literally the last possession in the fourth quarter. For the first time in a long time, this Jets offense puts up points. We control the clock. We're moving the ball. We're getting in the end zone, but the defense doesn't show up. Where's the complementary football? So for me, I need to see some consistency here. Let's build upon. I want to see this team build from week to week, not these, hit or miss performances, not, looking great one week, looking horrible the next, being super, super confused one week, and then looking like we have our stuff together. We finally figured it out. And then we trot out onto the field the following week and look, worse than we ever have before. So I need to see some consistency for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, he wants to see more consistency from his goddamn Jets. Jets, Jets, man, get the shit. Listen, man, I'm not.
See, dude, it's cool. You wouldn't be chanting it like that if you didn't think it was cool.
You know what? I will say this though, it is actually pretty chill. I ain't go front.
Yeah. So, have you been to a Bills Jets game, like in person?
A Bills Jets game, yeah. I was. I've never been away. I've only ever been to a Bills game, and it was the game where Tomlinson was on your squad. You guys came to Buffalo. It was a rainy, ugly day. You guys beat us like 38-12 or something ridiculous. It wasn't a good game.
Like with Daniel Tomlinson.
The Daniel Tomlinson.
So it was years back. Okay, got you.
It was years back. So it's been a while since I've seen them. I don't like your jerseys. I don't like your team. I don't like Jets fans. I like. You're pleasant. You're unbiased. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So. I wanted to really give you the gears, but I had to respectfully give you the gears. Now, here's the last question I have for you, sir. And by the way, thank you for for saying what you're saying. I wanted you to give it a little more oomph, but I sense your frustration. Let's match what the offense is giving us. Defense, step your game up. Let me tell you something. That has been the Bills for years. If it's not the offense, it's the defense. When it's the defense, it's the offense that's crap. Welcome to what the Bills were dealing with for years and for years and for years. So it happens. But I wish you guys the best. Now, I need a score prediction from you, my good man. Now, I personally hate score predictions, but my viewers, they tend to like it. So what is your unbiased score prediction for this upcoming Bills-Jets game?
Unbiased score prediction. I'm going to say... you go first. You go first.
All right, I go first. I hate them, but I will say I think the Bills pull off the victory, but it's not as a convincing victory as people I think may think it's going to be. So I think the Bills take this game 27-17, and the Bills move on to the next week. What do you got?
Okay, I was going to say 27-23 Buffalo.
27-23. Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't think, I think my defense is too good to allow you guys to put up like more than 20 points. Normally we keeping guys under that, but shame on you good for you, first of all, for giving you guys 23 points. I don't know where you guys are going to get that. But we'll see.
I think it's going to be a lot of field goals. I think we'll get in the end zone maybe a couple times to like 14 points, and then get 17, 20, 23 with field goals. I think the Bills defense will keep this Jets off. Once, obviously a couple touchdowns is a couple touchdowns, but I feel like, Buffalo cannot have back to really 3 weeks where you're struggling against teams that are way below 500.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, like who's your number one team right now in the AFC?
I was going to say the Titans. The Titans are still up there, but I still feel like the Bills are is the best team in the AFC. I think they have the talent, they have the coaching staff. Like, you cannot go out there and get humiliated again against the Jets. But the Jets are going to be ready to roll, and like that's what I'm really looking forward to. So I'm hoping, and we do have some extra time to prepare for the game as well, because we're coming off a short week against Indy. But you can make an argument, hey, the last time we had extra time to prepare, like against the Pats game, we gave up 54 points to a rookie. So yeah, that one hurts. But it's Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick, he tends to really put the gears to people in the AFC East. Like, he doesn't give a damn. He needs to humiliate you, and he'll do everything he can to do it. By the way, my man John Yoda says, I took my son to see Brett Favre playing the Jets in Buffalo. My son was a huge Favre fan and wore his Green Bay jersey. I warned him, and he got some ribbing, but then too nice looking. I hear you. I hear you, John Yotis. So, ladies and gentlemen, my man Ian from Jet Central. Ian, great to have you. I hope that we can do this again. We do play each other once more. So I'd love to jump onto your channel. Like, I know we were supposed to do it this week, but somebody had to come a little early in terms of the baby. But it is what it is. So listen, Ian from Jet Central, let people know where they can find you, whether it's on social media, where do you frequent most? Where are you usually interacting with your fans?
I would say definitely YouTube in the comment section, which is just called Jet Central. Twitter, it's Jets_Central. The thing with Twitter is, like, I don't know, they just don't do a good, like, I never get Twitter notifications, like DM messages or DM message notifications. Right. Instagram's definitely the place if you ever want to talk some ball.
Got it.
Which is the official Jet Central.
Twitter is a funny place, man. Twitter is just, it's a funny place. I'll just say that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Jet Central, hit him up. YouTube, he's in the comment section. So let me tell you, the way that we actually were able to collab is somebody hit me up in my DMs and was like,
shout out to him.
Yeah,
he made it happen.
I think Jesus LeBoy was like, you need to get on with Jet Central. I was like, yeah, man. I've been seeing his stuff, man. He's got good stuff. He's like, no, you need to. I follow you guys. You guys will be the epic. I want to see this. I was like, you know what? If the people ask for it, I got to try to hit him up. So I hit you up, and here we are, man. And it was actually great to have you on. I look forward to seeing what this post game is going to be like. I'll be tuning into your video, and we'll see, man. So 27-17, you said 27-23 Bills. So we both agree that the Bills are going to win, but it's not going to be a blowout. Now, if it's a blowout, then order is restored. right? But if it's
We'll
not,
see. We'll see.
we definitely will see, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rico Report. I got my man, Jet Central. Ian, I appreciate you, man. Salute to you. Thanks for coming on to the show, and we'll definitely catch up soon.
Hey, dude, just want to say thanks again. I had a blast. Our show is crazy. It flew by.
Dude, I do this in my sleep, baby. You got to come on more often, baby. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Well, take care, boss.
Peace.
That's my guy, Ian, Jet Central. Good dude, man. I really wanted to get on his ass, boy, but I've been seeing his stuff for a long time, and he's just unbiased. He keeps it real, gives you the solid points, give you things that his team is lacking, give you the things that the other team is doing great. And the funny thing is, his brother is a huge Bills fan. So, yo, Ian, tell your brother to hit up Buffalo Fanatics, and then I'll get him. I want to really chat with him and see, how big a fan he is. So tell him to hit me up, man. So yeah, that's my guy, Ian. What do you guys think about that? If you guys would like to see another collaboration with my man Ian later on when we play the Jets again, yo, smash that like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't hit that subscribe button. Barry's a dumbass. Yo, are you sure his name is Ian? Shit, he didn't say his name wasn't. So he's probably gonna be like, guy, my name is Bartholomew. It's not Ian. So we're gonna find out. He'll tell me if his name is Ian or not. But folks, listen, y'all got a good idea of what these Jets are made of, right? Mike White, he likes Mike White. He says Mike White is a little more polished than Zach Wilson is. He takes what is given. He said, yo, his name is definitely Ian. Okay, well, then I got it. I think Bobby's just trying to be a dickhead, but it's all good. But here's what I caught from him, man. He's confident in his team, but he just feels that they're inconsistent on defense. Offense, they got it. I think there's more moving of the ball when Zach Wilson isn't in the game. They seem to have a very good receiving core. I think they do. Elijah Moore is very good. Crawford is very good. Denzel Mims is good. You got Corey out there. So they got a good receiving core, man. The O-line, he says the O-line isn't great. One thing that I was puzzled by, and he says the Bills O-line is really solid. What? Did you guys see my face when he said that? I was like, pardon me? Go on, sir. And I did make it tough for him. I said, yo, you can grab anybody on our offense except for the receiving core, except for Josh Allen. Go. So he went with Deion Dawkins, then he went with John Feliciano, which threw me off. I was unsure. So it's funny, man. Some people's I don't want to disrespect the man, but some people's trash is another one's treasure. And I'm not calling the man himself trash. You know what I'm saying? Some of his games have been, but everybody has bad games here and there. But I will say this though. Some people feel that maybe John Feliciano will be a perfect fit for that. And this is the beautiful thing about this game, man, because the Indianapolis Colts felt the same way about Jerry Hughes. We don't want anything to do with Jerry Hughes. Well, guess what? Jerry Hughes is playing 10 years later, right? Still in the game. And who do we get rid of? Kelvin, I believe what was Kelvin? I'm forgetting his I know it's Kelvin, but anyway, Kelvin is no longer in the league, but is now coaching. And that's who we traded Jerry Hughes for. I can't believe I'm blanking at this. Somebody help me out with who we traded for Jerry Hughes. It was the middle linebacker, Kelvin Shepard. Thank you very much for crying out loud. Kelvin Shepard is no longer a player, but now he's coaching. So the Colts felt that they couldn't do a damn thing with Jerry Hughes. And here comes Jerry Hughes to the Bills. And then we go from there. Somebody said, I don't know any other Kelvin but Kelvin Benjamin. Biscuit. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that show. But I still want to keep going because I still need to talk about this team. And one thing that stands out to me is McDermott. McDermott apparently said, I really could see that this running back room is they're ready to go and they're focused and they're this and they're that. What do you mean they're this and they're that and they're focused? They're ready to go. They've been serious all week. We're 10 weeks into the season. Now we want to get serious? How about you get serious with freaking protecting your quarterback with good old linemen? How about you get serious with putting some respect on the run game's name? How about we get serious with these two people right here and put them on a spotlight? Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second, because I gotta make sure I got the name right. God, I hate dead air. All right. Very respected. Kelly Skipper. How about we put a spotlight on Kelly Skipper? How about we put a spotlight on Bobby Johnson? If you guys are wondering who Kelly Skipper is, and you're probably wondering who Bobby Johnson is, Bobby Johnson is the O-line coach. He is the guy that is in the O-line room talking to the old linemen, talking about film, talking about the good and the bad and all the things in between. We need to put a light on Bobby Johnson. Like, what are you guys talking about in that damn room? That's number one. Kelly Skipper. Kelly Skipper is the running backs coach. He's in the room with Zach Moss, Devin Singletary, Antonio Williams. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Every single back on that squad. We need to put something out there, because something's got to give. McDermott's not the one coaching these guys up, man. He's the coach for the whole team. But Kelly Skipper and OG Bobby Johnson, y'all need to freaking step your games up and get some kind of production out of these boys this week against the Jets with a 26th ranked defense. Come on, man. I've had enough of this shit. It is enough. This run game has been not good. Yes, we're 15th in the league. We're middle of the pack, but we could be so much better. That's my problem. And we're not. My quarterback is probably my leading rusher. I'm probably exaggerating. I probably am exaggerating. But come on, man. I just like it gets to the point where it's like, come on, let's get it together. So Kelly Skipper, whatever you're telling your boys, get it together. Now here's the deal. Here's another thing. Zach Moss is in concussion protocol. That leaves us with Tywan Jones at running back, because he's on special teams. That leaves us with Reggie Gilliam and Devin Singletary. I'll be damned if Zach Moss can't go. For some reason, Zach Moss is not cleared to play. And you're right, Autumn. You're right about that. No ranks, just matchups. You're right about that. Okay? But I'll be damned if if Zach Moss can't go and they let Devin Singletary, Reggie Gilliam, and Tywan Jones become the three backs on the team. That will tell me everything I need to know about the respect they have. Excuse me, you got me running out of my breath. Respect they have for the run game. That'll tell me everything I need to know. Because if you feel you can go out and put those three guys in there, we got a problem. Now, did hold on a second. Yoda just telling me Rico really said Breida? Yo, did Breida get called up? Because I don't know if he did. I haven't seen any notifications that tells me. Let me check my Buffalo Fanatics, you know what I'm saying, IG page. Because that's the one place that I check my stuff and make sure that I'm up to date. You know what I'm saying? And usually I'm on top. Bobby's always on top of things, man. Did Breida get called up? Because I didn't see anything about Breida getting called up, because they weren't sure if my man was going to play today or for this weekend. So let's find out what's really good. But I'll be damned if he doesn't get called up. Because right now I ain't seen nothing yet. Hold on a second. Nah, I didn't see nothing yet. Nothing. So, fam, come on, son. If I see those three guys, Reggie Gilliam, and I like Reggie Gilliam, don't get me wrong, but he's not a tailback. I need a tailback. Yo, John Yotis, did he get pulled up? Tharbita was already on the roster, but he's been inactive. So like, are we gonna activate him? Is what I'm saying. So we're gonna find out what's really good, man. Because if we do call him, yeah, he's on the roster, but yeah, he's just been a healthy scratch. They just keep deactivating every week. Every week he's on the inactive list. So Okay, so they called him up. All right, so I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that anywhere unless I got to scroll way back. But anyway, if Breida is going to be active, we're going to find out. We'll see if they take this run game serious. And I'm going to apologize because I'll tell you this. I've been in and out because I've been dealing, you know what I mean, with my own stuff at home and shit. But yeah, man, we got to get it together, baby. This run game, I'm looking for the run game this week to see what we do with this run game. If they come out and trot out the same bullshit, it's like, because I've already given up on it. I've already given up on this. And when I was saying bringing up Breida, you guys know exactly what I mean by bringing up Breida. He's been inactive all year except for game 1. So whether he's on an active roster or not, I'm talking about is he going to be activated? Are they activating him? Or are they going to deactivate him and put on somebody else? Because guess what? Justin Zimmer is not playing. He's on the IR. We signed Cam Lewis. So now we're looking at this defensive front. We're down one guy on the defensive front. So we're going to change things up a little bit. It's going to be interesting. But that being said, I'm looking forward to seeing what we do with this damn run game. Because Lord knows we need to see something. Because I'll tell you right now, when winter football starts, this is where real teams start to show up. Real teams start to show up. So we're going to see. We will see how this plays out. So I'm looking forward to this. Now, Josh Allen. Josh Allen did not have a game. It wasn't good. It wasn't sexy. There was nothing good about it. So he has an opportunity, a big one, to have a big bounce back. Because even if we do win this game, but we win the game 17-9, right? And Josh Allen throws for 165 yards, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, and a running touchdown. People are going to be talking. Because now they're going to be like, yo, Miami Dolphins, Jacksonville Jaguars, now the New York Jets. They're going to be like, yo, what is going on with the Buffalo Bills? But we talking about going to the Super Bowl. The Bills are the Super Bowl contenders. Well, we need to establish this right now. Don't let us go 5-4 because guess who's nipping on our heels? It's the New England Patriots. And you guys know how much I love New England. I hate them. We cannot let Bill Belichick and Mac Jones and a whole bunch of those bums catch up to us. So, Sean McDermott, rally the troops, get your shit together, and get this team rolling again. Because if we keep fucking around, you're going to let these damn Patriots catch up to us. You're going to let these damn Miami Dolphins string a couple wins, and all of a sudden the AFC East is bottleneck. It should not be bottleneck. It should be us looking down at the rest of the AFC foes and saying, are y'all going to stay down there, or you trying to come up here? But right now, we letting everybody in the club and hanging out with us. We should be the only freaking team on the AFC East at the top of the list. Now we're letting these guys catch up because we're losing to the damn Jacksonville Jaguars. Come on, man. I was still salty about that shit. Tennessee Titans, and we lose to those guys. Come on, son. Pittsburgh freaking Steelers. But hey, it is what it is. We are where we are. That's why we play to win the game, right? It's any given Sunday that this shit goes down. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. So, run game, looking forward to it. I need to see what we're going to be doing with that. Josh Allen, all eyes are going to be on Josh Allen. And I mean it. All eyes are going to be on Josh Allen and how he bounces back. And for crying out loud, we need to establish ourselves with our number one receivers instead of pussyfooting around and dinking dunking all over the freaking place. Establish the alpha that you guys are and run shit. Stop with this nonsense of waiting to the second half because you let a whole bunch of second-tier freaking players shut your ass down. Enough of that. Establish your dominance, establish your alpha, and go get it. Thirdly, this has nothing to do with the defense. The defense has been doing their thing. I'll touch on that a little bit. That would be a 3A. But third on my list of things that need to be addressed. You guys are warriors on the field. Deion Dawkins, Mitch Morse, you know what I'm saying? Cody Ford, I'm gonna include his ass in that. Ike Butker, John Feliciano, Darrell Williams, like the whole squad, right? And I bring this up because you guys have been scrutinized. You guys have heard everybody get on your ass. What are y'all doing? These guys are a bunch of bums, etc. Shut everybody up, including me. Shut everybody up. Keep Josh Allen clean. Open the run lanes. Show them that you have something, some kind of backbone that you can actually freaking do something for your running backs. Because right now, you got your running backs looking like a bunch of pile of trash in the back when they're really a decent damn group of running backs. But the poor play of the offensive line has got everybody out of sorts. You got Josh Allen freaking throwing interceptions to himself / the other Josh Allen. You got him faking the run and keeping it and getting blown up. Ike Butker got put on his ass. Like, fam, enough. Anchor down and freaking show him who's boss. I'm getting sick of this, man. Y'all need to step up, man. Yes, I know everybody gets paid, but y'all need to earn your money. Earn your goddamn money, man. Shit. Deion Dawkins, earn your money. Darrell Williams, earn your money. You just got paid. Earn your money. John Feliciano got a 1-year deal. Earn your money. I know you're hurt right now. It's all good. Mitch Morse, earn your money. Enough of this shit, man. We need to see something from these guys that have been letting us down on the O-line. Step your game up. And it starts with OG Bobby Johnson, coach of the O-line, and Skip Kelly. Step it up. Get your boys ready. A lot of these guys, guess who goes first? It's not the player that goes first. It's the coaches that go first. And if you continue to get these guys playing mediocre at best, you will not be back on this freaking team. Look at me. I'm talking like I'm running shit. If you don't get your shit together, you're not going to be on this team. You hear me? I'm just saying, man. You keep that up. Mark my words. Bobby Johnson, we're going to be looking for a new O-line coach. Guarantee you, if this fucking shit continues, we're going to be looking for a new O-line coach, and we're going to be looking for a new running backs coach. Watch. Let this shit continue. It ain't going to be the running backs leaving. It ain't going to be, some of the O-line will be gone. But they'll be leaving with Bobby. Bobby Johnson may be leaving with John Feliciano. Y'all can pair up somewhere else. Or show your alpha dominance, get your shit together, and let's prove so. That's it. Those are my 3 things. And then 3B, defense, just continue to do what you do. Tremaine Edmonds, being a big cog in this team, is out. He's dealing with a hammy issue. So AJ Klein steps in. Now, most people are going to be like, oh, no, AJ Klein. Actually, AJ Klein did not start off his year last year very good. We were like, who the F is this guy? Get rid of this bum. And then flip the switch. Everything just started working his way. One of the leading sacked artists on our team. So AJ Klein actually is not a liability. He's actually quite a great backup. And he comes in and fills in quite prominently. So, shout out to my man, AJ Klein. We're going to see what's really good. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. That's my show. I got to go tend to the little one upstairs. Baby Rico is born. He is cuter. He is cute as ever. I'm going to tell you right now, man, that boy is cute. Not going to lie. And there's some babies that get born. You're like, ooh. What's his name? You know what I mean? And there's some people that are like, oh, isn't he so cute? You're like, he smells so good. He's cute. I ain't gonna lie. Shit, you saw his mother. His mother's a dime. But it's gonna be fun. So one of these days I'm gonna bring little Rico down and y'all can see my man as I watch the game and go and do my thing. But if I tell you, man, if these Jets pull another upset in front of the sun, in front of Baby Rico, oh no. We can't start off his first game with the Bills losing. We can't. We cannot start that tradition. That tradition is done with. with losing. This is a winning tradition now. We need to win and continue to win. But we'll see. So that's it. I appreciate the congrats. I appreciate y'all been asking. And honestly, man, I'm gonna be real with y'all. A lot of y'all have been reaching out and checking in, and I'm saying, yo, how's everything? How's good? Yo, everything was cool, man. Wifey did her thing. And that girl was a 7-pump chump. That girl was at baby's out. Done. G'd up. She did real good. So yeah, man, it's gonna be craziness in this house. But you know what? We up for it. So that's it for me, folks. That's it. That's all. We're gonna catch you on the flip side. So tune back in after the game, post-game show. It'll be me rocking, what I'm saying, a victory, hopefully. And we can really get that monkey off our back and do what we normally do and talk our shit and move on to the next. But we can't look forward. We can't keep looking forward. We got to be in the present before we jump through to another team. Enough of that shit. Take care of the Jets. And once we take care of the Jets, we got a big-ass matchup against the Colts. So let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. So before you get out of here, smash that like. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. For those tuning in from Facebook, salute to you. For those tuning in from YouTube, the squad, the Bing squad, Bing, biggity, Bing, salute to you as well. Folks, we got a big one, man. We got a big one. Congrats. Hold on a second. Congrats, Rico. My son is December 10th. Is died? I don't know if that means... I hope not. I hope I didn't read that the way it is. If so, I hope that's not what I read, but I'm sorry to hear that. But other than that, man, y'all have a good one. Appreciate y'all. Y'all been showing love, and I got to show love back. Salute. We'll see you guys Sunday after the game. Jets, Bills. Jets 27. Bills 27. Bills 27. Jets 17. A couple field goals. Maybe a touchdown here and there, and we'll call it a day. So, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, and I'm gone. Y'all have a good one, and we'll catch you on the flip side.